You're listening to the all-new Grindtime Sports Talk in the Mornings with Baldhead and DB. Check us out Monday through Friday on the Grindtime Media Network. Check us out on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. Please like, share, and don't forget to subscribe.
Grind time, top of the morning. DB was good with it.
Man, grind time, top of the morning, man. You know, late nights, early mornings, man.
Late nights, early mornings, little cuz. How was your evening, cuz?
Man, it was pretty good, man. It was all right. You know, waiting on this big countdown, man. You know, with the moment everybody been waiting for.
Yeah, that Celtics championship, man. They about to tie the Lakers for most championships all time. You know that, right?
Nah, not the Celtics. You in Dallas. You in Dallas finna win it.
Oh, no. Dallas ain't even nowhere near the same amount of championships as the Lakers.
Nah, that's what I'm saying. But, you know, you in Dallas finna win it, though. Celtics
okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I ain't had that in mind. Not they going against the number one team in the NBA, the Boston Celtics, bro. Dallas is not pulling it off. That's the NBA Finals. That does take place, tomorrow?
That's tomorrow.
Yeah, it's tomorrow night, ABC. No, we'll be front and center for that. Grind time sports, basketball is what we do.
Yeah.
Which we're gonna start the day with some basketball. It isn't the NBA, but it's hoops. I guess you can call that hoops.
Right.
It's Angel Reese, man. We're gonna talk about the Angel Reese controversy that's been going on in the WNBA, man. She seemed to be irritated by all of the constant questions. And, you know, the media they infatuation with Caitlin Clark, bro. I think she feel like she doesn't get enough credit for where people feel like the WNBA is going with the charter flights and just all of this added attention. She feels like, you know, she's Caitlin's rival, you know, and ever since her and Caitlin met in that national championship game where LSU beat the Iowa Hawkeyes, when Angel Reese won a national championship, she feel like that's when all of the attention actually started coming towards her and Caitlin. Like Caitlin needed her just as much as she needed Caitlin in this particular story. How you feel about that, man? Do you think she's wrong do you think that she's wrong-headed for thinking that she has more to do with what's going on in the WNBA? Now, keep this in mind, what I'm about to tell you. The Chicago Sky is who Angel Reese plays for. And their attendance this year, DB, on average, they've been averaging about 6,000, 7,000 fans per game until they played Caitlin Clark. When they played Caitlin Clark, they had 17,000 people show up for that game. Caitlin Clark in Indiana, they regularly been averaging about 14,000, 15,000 fans per game. So the numbers wise, Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever blowing the Chicago Sky out the water. But I think Angel Reese kind of still feels that she's a big part of the reason that Caitlin Clark gets so much attention. What you think about that?
Well, nah, I think I'm not gonna say that. I mean, yeah, it was a good game that y'all put on that your team gave against their team. You know, when they was playing, everybody like a good basketball game.
Mm-hmm.
But I wouldn't say that she's the reason. Caitlin Clark is being viewed and it's bringing so much attention to it because the way she's shooting the ball off the dribble, and the way she passed, the way she plays her game. It's like she plays it like a dude. You know what I mean? Like a man.
So you think people just like to see Caitlin Clark play basketball? You don't think it got nothing to do with the Angel Reese Caitlin Clark rivalry?
Nah, I don't. It don't have nothing to do with that, man. However, that'll be talked about when I would think in some cases,
when they play each other.
When they played each other, when they played each other. But other than that, I don't think it has nothing to do with it. And because this is the thing, like you say, they play each other, and then they played each other. They played each other, and she won. They won, and the Richmond team won. So they be like, well, she did get beat by such and such, but that's not. So she has her she do have a little recognition, the spotlight with the still that she was on that team that beat them, but it's not because of her. You know what I mean? It's not because of her. She's a regular, basketball player that everyone seen in the women's NBA.
You talking about Angel Reese?
Yeah,
she's just a basic player. Ain't nothing exciting about her.
No,
I agree.
Really,
I agree. I actually just heard some people debating about that. They were saying because I see Cuz say that Angel Reese is not jealous of her. It's just the way the league. And what's happening right now in the WNBA, Caitlin Clark ain't having the best season. She isn't playing that well. So a lot of people like, well, why is this still so much attention on her? She's not even balling that well. So that's why they starting to kind of say that the reason that people putting so much attention on her is just because she white. But it's not that. It's the potential. You know what I mean? Most players, even in the men's game, when they come into the NBA with a lot of hype, like Zion Williamson, we don't expect them to have no super duper crazy amazing first season. That's just what it is when you're going from basically the minor leagues to the pros. Nobody's going to expect you to just have breakout games and have a breakout season. But we know it's coming. You know what I'm saying? Like we saw the potential in Caitlin Clark in college. We know that at some point in the WNBA, she's going to be one of the better players, if not a dominant player, kind of like what Luka is doing in the NBA right now. So I think that that's what it is. And I'm going to be honest, I do think it's some low-key jealousy from them girls because I think that they basketball knowledge, they smart too. They've been watching the game for a long time. They can see the potential in that girl too, and they know that she's going to be a superstar, man. And I think it's just natural for people to get jealous of people who they know going to be better than them.
I mean, yeah, she has been going off though. So she's been playing good. I think it was like one game she had like 9 points, 5.
You talking about Caitlin?
5 assists, yeah. But she's still been going off. Her team just not have been. That team just not have been winning. Yeah. But she's been going off, and then like you say, dudes don't treat men don't treat other guys like that when they get into the NBA, doing hard screens on them, trying to hurt them and hating on them in the beginning of it. You know what I mean? Like it's.
I think it was kind of like that for LeBron when he came in. I mean, because if you the thing is, man, Caitlin Clark is is like the most hyped female player in the history of female basketball. So you kind of got to look at her from a high perspective and measure her against a person like LeBron. See, LeBron had a lot of hype coming into the league. And when he got her, man, some of them dudes, not that they were setting super hard screens on him and trying to hurt him, but they would, the defense, they revved their defense up on him. They was really trying to shut him down and shut him out of games. Kind of like what they doing to Caitlin Clark right now, and I expect that. But I think the thing that people having a problem with is just some of the Bush League stuff that people seeing, like the fouls, the after the whistle fouls when she not looking, she got checked from behind by a player, which is normal stuff that happened in the game. But because there's so many eyeballs and so much attention and so many expectations on her, it's going to be magnified when it happened to Caitlin Clark.
Yeah, man. LeBron had the type of attention when he came in the league, but they hating on her, man. They hating on her, and not only that, she just accept what's happening, in the changes that she bringing.
So you feel like they are hating on her?
They is hating on her.
Even Angel Reese?
they hating on her. I mean, they hating on her. You know what I mean? Because she made the comment. No, people is just not only trying to come to anybody, just seeing you. Like you are the only one that changed the. You know what I mean? That you're not the only reason why they watching the NBA. Yeah, there's other teams on that. We're not so but the fact that there's more eyes on it.
Yeah,
it's her. She the reason. You know what I mean? Like she the one. She the reason why they taking them chartered flights now and everything else. You know what I mean? Like
they got their camera phones out on the plane now.
Yeah, like that way, you know what I'm saying? Like that wasn't happening at first. So just give a person their props. Let's give a person their props and accept that it is what it is, honestly. You know what I mean? Like you can't feel like, hey, yeah, I play in the league and I played against it, so guess what? I'm one of the reasons why. I mean, if you want to say it, I would say to the person that's checking her would be a better reason than she would be, because defense will make you do things to look good.
Right.
You know what I mean? So the person checking you, whoever was checking you to make you do that off the dribbles, step back three, you know what I mean? Like I think that they would have a better argument with it. You know what I mean? I think that would be kind of more conversational. They'd be like, hey, well, she did it on you. You know what I mean? Or because I stopped her from getting into the paint, she did this.
This gonna be a big rivalry for years to come, though. I think ain't like Angel Reese got to understand she gonna stay connected to the girl. They was in the same draft class. They had 2 epic battles in college, 2 years back to back, one in the national championship game and one in the Final Four. Like that's like storybook stuff. And then they both get drafted into the league and they playing against each other. A lot of people comparing them to Magic Johnson and Larry Bird when they came into the NBA, and the popularity and the extra eyeballs that they ended up putting on the NBA. And then obviously the obvious contrast of the fact that you got a white player and you got a black player. So it's that same dynamic there. I don't care what people say. The problem to me with the media and sports in general is people don't want to admit that sports overall, for the most part, is a race-based thing. It just is. And people get so uncomfortable when it's time to talk about race, but sports is obviously a race-based thing. Whenever in any sports league, depending on the race of the player, the race of the people normally backing that particular team is going to match that particular player. Whenever you have a Hispanic player go to a particular baseball team, the Hispanic attendance in that town revs up. It's just a normal, natural thing. People go out to see and they cheer for what they can identify with, especially if it looks like them. But that's just a conversation people don't want to have. And all of a sudden, and that's what the Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark conversation to me really is, and what it boils down to. It just boils down to a conversation about race. But people don't want to say it. They want to have a conversation without saying it. And we all know that it's right there, that all y'all really talking about is this black girl hating on this white girl. And you know what? Nothing made it more obviously clear to me than Pat McAfee on his show. I don't know if you saw the clip on YouTube, but it went viral. Pat McAfee's on ESPN when he called her a white bee. He was like, they just mad and they jealous. He's a white guy. He's like, they mad and they're jealous of this white bee who they know is dominating this league and taking over this league. When he said that, I was like, yeah, see, he know. Because he's a white guy who just had to point out the fact that she's a white girl, calling her a white bee out of her name and saying that she was going to dominate the league. When he said that, I'm like, man, not only do I understand that this is a racial conversation, but they understand it too.
Yeah, I mean, it has something to do with it. It's kind of like Eminem in the rap game. You know
That's
what I mean?
Right. Who is his backing? His primary, he's been a rapper his entire career, and his primary backing or white people.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But the fact that you still got the respect from other race, You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
because the thing of it is, you're gonna have people that hate you and gonna hate on you. But when you
Mm-hmm.
good, everybody likes you though. You know what I mean? Like when you good, everybody when you talented, people like the talent, people like the art, the craft. So
Mm-hmm.
if you have a craft and you good, everyone all around is gonna mess with you. You know what I'm saying? Like they gonna rock with you. Yeah, you gonna have your
Mm-hmm.
few people that ain't digging it, who gonna say what they say, but you know, but for the most part, hey, I'm selling out. I'm selling out shows. I'm selling records. You know what I mean? She filling seats.
Mm-hmm. She
So
is.
so
She
so it's
feeling
gonna
cease, and the
happen.
thing about it is her attendance is the reason I'll say that Angel Reese is jealous though is because clearly people are coming to see Caitlin Clark. Her attendance is very consistent at about 15 to at about somewhere between 13 to 17,000 fans at every single game. Whereas the Chicago Sky, they've been fairly consistent at somewhere between 4 and 7,000 fans a game. But it's obvious that people are coming out more so to see Caitlin Clark play than anybody else. Nobody else in the WNBA is generating the amount of revenue. The New York, I believe it's the New York Liberty is the team that plays in New York. I got to get familiar with the team names. I don't even know them all. But I think it's the New York Liberty. And when Caitlin Clark went up there to play, bro, they set a record for ticket sales that night. Like they said it after the game. Like, you set a record tonight, even though the Liberty won the game. It was like, hey, and they actually said it after the game on some not being a hater stuff. Breonna Stewart was like, thank you, Caitlin Clark. Straight up.
Yeah, as he should. Just man, respect the game, man. And really you can respect the player, honestly. You know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
cause the thing of it is, man, somebody gonna come in and challenge the game. So either you gonna love me now or you gonna love me later. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And you should be appreciative. Because I mean, everybody went in the end in some type of way, some type of fashion. When things change, it change for the good. You know, if it's going up and everybody gets a taste of it. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you know.
Yeah, man. I don't think I see Cuz say they're trying to make it a white girl league. I don't think it's just not enough white female basketball players in order for them to do that. But I'm gonna tell you this. But with the emergence of Caitlin Clark, with the emergence of Luka Doncic, Nikola Jokic, man, you are gonna see a lot more. I think whites take to those sports now. You're gonna see a lot more whites going into basketball because I'm honest, man. It's all race based. They're gonna see some people that are really good at the sport now that they can identify with, and it's gonna make a lot of young white children want to take up basketball more. Watch. And you're going to see a lot more of them entering into these professional leagues because the game is going to translate. They're going to mold their games after these superstar players that they idolize, just like young blacks in the black community.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that to a certain extent, but that's still a 50-50 thing, though. Because you got to look at it. You know, like I said, whenever it's a great talent, like LeBron, a lot of people, Michael Jordan, white people love Michael Jordan. You know what I mean?
You know they love Michael Jordan.
LeBron.
Look how many people have chosen to wear his number throughout the years.
You know what I mean? You know, and that's all races. You know what I mean? Like, how many people came, even LeBron. When LeBron left Cleveland, you know how many white people burnt these jerseys? You know what I mean? Like, pissed off at them.
You making my point for me. I mean, because I done seen a lot of white people in LeBron jerseys, but generally you're going to see that in Cleveland. You're not going to see that outside of Cleveland. A lot of whites just walking around with LeBron James jerseys. You're not. You're more than likely to see them walking around with a Nikola Jokic or a Luka Doncic jersey here in St. Louis before you see them with a LeBron James jersey on.
Right. I mean, if you can see them one on, but still, that's just like Nelly. All white people love to listen to Nelly. And you will hear them singing, it's getting hot in here. They know all Nelly songs because it's just something about.
Yeah, but see, you pointing out anomalies, bro. You going LeBron James. You pointing at the guy at the top of the NBA, and then you going Nelly. You pointing out a super duper star rapper. But see, I'm using just like let's just say like the regular white rapper. Let's not use Eminem because he's a superstar. Let's say Yellow Wolf or Bubba Sparks. Who is their primary fan base? It's other white people that are listening to that rap music. It's rap music that they do and that they done for their entire career, but their fan base is not the majority of rap fans, which are black people. They actually have a core white fan base. That's just what it is. Most things are just race-based, cuz. And it don't have to be nothing that, yo, man, and there ain't nothing wrong with it. And I actually heard a guy said, he said, man, most things are racist. He said, well, we just look at racism the wrong way. We look at like shutting people out of it, like, oh, because you're that, you can't come in here. That's not necessarily what it is. For the most part, it's just backing your race. And it's a normal thing for people to do to me.
I feel you. I guess something like country.
Yeah, yeah. It's a natural thing for you. If you was to just walk into, let's just say like a MMA gym, because they got MMA gyms around the St. Louis area where they do MMA fighting. And you knew none of the fighters in there. And you saw all of these fighters over here, and it was like 30 fighters, but like maybe, cause you know we're a minority in this country, so but maybe 5 of these fighters were black. You would naturally be looking at the black fighters kind of trying to make your, like, okay, yeah, he looked like he might be good. He looked like he may be, because that's what we do. We know our own. We don't necessarily know other people. Like, I can't look at a Hispanic fighter coming into a situation some guy ain't never knew and just I can assume his skill set, because I don't know what they actually naturally do. But see, I can assume the skill set of a black fighter because I know how we come up in our community. I know how we naturally just end up throwing our hands. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I got you.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. But that's a racial conversation, man. They just they kind of like hide behind, you know, the competition part of basketball, as to say, you know, this is just a competitive conversation and all that, but it's a race-based conversation, and they all know it. That's why it's starting to take over a lot of the sports programs on a daily basis. We haven't tapped into it, but it is starting to do its thing. WNBA really, what does that say, cuz? Can you read it?
Yeah, it says...
read the comment on the screen.
It says the WNBA is really in trouble because in the next few years, the draft are going to produce year by years black good players. Then a white good player just go trip off of it.
Well, I understand what he's saying, but I just can't act like she ain't as good as she is. You know, like they were trying to discredit Jokic last year when he won the chip, and then they're like, man, he didn't deserve the MVPs. You know, the one season they was the 10th seed, he got an MVP. They don't usually do stuff like that. Yo, man, you can't. If somebody's good, they're good. Like, look at how good that dude was this year, beating LeBron James like all of them games in a row. Bro, man, when people are good, you just got to understand that they're good. Hey, I didn't want to see this changing of the guard in sports like it's happening right now, but it's happening. I'm not going to act like it's not.
Yeah, and you know, Jokic didn't beat LeBron. It wasn't a one-on-one game. It was the Nuggets beat the Lakers.
Yeah, but there are leaders on teams. So Jokic led his team to 10 straight victories over LeBron's team that he was leading, because we know AD not the leader. He don't want it. To the team LeBron was leading, and he beat him all them times in a row. Man, he had the king frustrated, bro. He really did. I know he did. You know he did.
I mean, his team... Yeah, his team had him frustrated too, though. His team had him really pissed off because they weren't producing. But I feel you, though, too, on that.
Cuz say self-programming. Okay, cuz, look at it. Conspiracy theorists. Look, cuz. Okay, man, yeah. Angel Reese jealous of Caitlin Clark. To me and DB, we kind of both agree on that. And like I say, man, that conversation in the WNBA about Angel Reese, it's just extending across platforms. You know, the crazy thing is, me and you, we're ahead of the game, honestly. Because when we was in Indiana at the Laker game we went to, we had a conversation. You remember when I was like, man, we got to cover the WNBA. Yeah. I said that. I said, man, the WNBA going to get on fire when these girls get drafted. I said that, didn't I? I said, man, we got to cover that. Who would have thought, man, we was in Indiana for that game, and who would have knew that she was going to get drafted to the Fever? She actually played down there. You know, that's crazy. That's just how ironic that was. But we was like, we got to cover it. And now all of these WNBA conversations is taking over all of the morning talk shows, man. And now you got the analyst, Stephen A. Smith, arguing with his co-host, Monica McNutt, about the WNBA situation. Because, you know, they were actually just kind of going back and forth because Stephen A. was like they should be a little bit more grateful to Caitlin Clark and less hating on her because of the chartered flights, because a lot of these sponsorships, because of the pay raises. He just feels like they know that she has a big part of, she's a big part of the reason that it's happening for him and they're hating on her. He just feels like they should be a little bit more grateful to her. And then he was just speaking up for where their salary should be, saying that they should be paid more. And then Monica McNutt just kind of came at him and was like, well, you know, Stephen A. Smith, you could have been on this like a few years ago. Like you could have been talking about this. And Stephen A. almost was just kind of like, what are you talking about? Like, I'm talking about it now. Like, who talk about it more than me? He was like, I've been talking about the WNBA more on my platform than any other platform. He like, you might need to just go back and check it. She was like, yeah, but with your power, you really could have put an eye on this a long time ago, you know. And then Stephen A. was kind of like, well, see, you kind of making my point for me. It's almost like we can't say nothing. We got to tiptoe around everything we say to y'all. Like, we got to watch what we say or we end up getting attacked by y'all. And she basically was attacking them on TV. Kind of, you know, with that woman stuff that they be using to kind of try to get men in the corner and get us to let our guard down. You know what I'm talking about, DB.
Yeah.
What you think about that?
Yeah, and for her doing that, like you say, he made her point. She made his point, and yeah, it was only so much I can say. Everyone knew what the WNBA. Everybody knew what was going on with it. You know what I mean? And it really wasn't as watch. Really, now you understand. It's more women. It's more women also watching these games. Like men, we watch basketball. You know what I'm saying? Women don't read. They don't sit there and watch basketball. You know, the females playing tonight. Let us watch the game. Like they don't do that. Like, so,
we're not running to the TV for that. I agree.
Yeah. You know what I mean? And they not doing it either. So you can't expect, you know what I mean, for the game to be different if y'all ain't doing it in the bar to help stand up for it. You know what I mean? Like y'all not supporting it. Y'all not going to go watch these games. And wasn't nothing big happening. It was good players in the WNBA, but wasn't nobody playing and balling like she is now to bring a star and bring eyes to the WNBA to change some things up. That's what she's really not understanding. So don't matter what I said and when I said it back then, no one cared, no one heard me. It didn't matter. It did not matter back then. You know what I'm saying? So now that I'm saying it now, hey, it you know, I'm speaking on it again. Maybe people hear me a little better now, or I can say, oh well, they finally doing this because we got somebody there. It's a woman there that's going crazy on the court.
But she ain't going crazy though.
She is. When she dropping 30, she's
starting to do a little bit better, but
her team is losing. But she's balling individually. She's balling.
Oh, so her stats up there.
Her stats up there.
Oh,
her
okay.
team is losing. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not until Bean passed away was the WNBA put on notice. Who was Bean? He talking about Kobe Bryant. Must be talking about Kobe Bryant. That's who they call Bean. But the Stephen A. Smith, Monica McNutt though, DB. You know, with her and him going back and forth, man, I just saw him get uncomfortable. So I'm asking the question, bro, do you think, because I started thinking, I'm like, there's so many women coming into sports. Y'all sports are starting to become popular. Maybe they just need a separate show. Maybe the women need to do a WNBA thing. You know what I mean? To where they got their own show and they're going to host it. Because now it seemed like from that little back and forth on TV, it's going to get to the point that they don't even want men discussing their stuff. And that's what Stephen A. was kind of trying to make the point to her. Like, he was like, I resent the fact that we got to tiptoe around what we saying about this because we got to worry about everybody's feelings get hurt and, you know, them snapping back and all that. And she was like, you know, well, welcome to the world of being a woman, Stephen A. He's like, we all We always have to do that. We have to watch what we say. And I'm thinking to myself, but this is sports. You got to get critiqued in sports. I don't know what y'all expect. Y'all, ain't nobody going to talk but so soft about it. That's why I'm glad we got our own platform. We could talk how we want to talk on here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
That's crazy, bro. To kind of feel like you can't say something about them because they women. And you got to worry about what they going to say back, bro.
Yeah, and that's ridiculous, and that shouldn't even be the case or tolerated. You know what I mean? Hey, when you come around here, listen, man, we not doing this, hey, cause she a woman type thing, or cause they women and we men type thing, that we can't say this and we can't say that.
Right?
Nah, man, it don't work like that. Like we been putting up with that since the beginning of time. Like, so you can't. You gotta take that somewhere else. You gotta hold that, keep that at home with you. Talk with your girls off the TV with that.
Right.
You know what I mean? You can't make it seem like it turns to a feminist thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like
that's what's yo, man, and I saw this coming, but that's what's starting to happen, man. That's what's starting to happen, man. It's become, even the NBA show at night, and this is the NBA show, the men's side. Boy, it'd be like 3 females up there. I'm like, man, that looks so uncomfortable for the men. It look like they can't be themselves because the women are there. You know what I mean? And then the second you have something like this, just because he's speaking ill of the fact that he feel like the women are jealous of Caitlin Clark, she take offense to it and she kind of throw her little shots. Like, you could have been talking about this years ago. And he got to kind of get uncomfortable and don't even really, you could tell he really didn't know what to say back because he know if he go crazy on her, they gonna kill him.
They're gonna kill him, you know what I'm saying? And then the fact that we gotta understand, Angela Reese is a young black woman, man. She black.
And she black. White. So you know what's going on. She just defended.
Yeah. So she just defended.
She like, he talking about me right now.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So like that right there,
it's deep, man.
It is. That's deep, man. And They gotta check that, man, and we gotta do some more changes to these shows, like you said, because too many women up there on these shows, man. We need.
I can't even enjoy them, man. And I ain't no sexist, and I ain't against it, but I can put it this way, DB. I see what they doing. I'm just not no fool, bro, and I'm just not finna sit there and just let this be done to me in front of me, and I'm just finna accept it and watch it. Now I'm gonna move on, or I'm gonna start my own sports show.
Yeah, most definitely. You know what I mean? Like, they good. Keep Molly on the show. All them other ones, man, go on, send them out their way. You know what I mean? Go on, keep Pretty Molly on there. Send everybody else out their way, man. Everybody gotta go, man.
Ain't nobody trying to hear them opinions, bro. I agree with you, bro. Even on the WNBA, I don't want to hear it. I don't. Nah. They can let that go, man. NBA Finals tomorrow night, baby. Mavericks Celtics, bro. You changed your opinion with any other news that's been coming out? Yeah. You think Kyrie and them boys still gonna do it to Boston? Because I think you told me yesterday you think they're gonna take both games in Boston.
That's right. You see that Euro step?
Yeah, no, I don't see. Who is that?
That's that Kyrie, baby. Okay. That's that Luka Doncic. You hear me? You know how they.
Bro, them dudes about to see a well-rested Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, bro.
Man.
Who've lost a championship recently, and who lost in the Eastern Conference Finals last year to an AC Miami. Bro, them boys hungry for this championship. They is not finna let this slip away this time.
Them boys ain't ready for a championship. Them boys ain't been in no hot water to this year. Them boys ain't efficient.
Yeah, they ain't been in no hot water just because they were so dominant this year. See, they gonna wait till after the Celtics win the championship, DB, to say that they one of the greatest. I know how this media go. When the Celtics done winning this championship, do you want to know what they gonna say? They're gonna say that this was one of the greatest teams in NBA history because of the record, because of how they ran through the NBA playoffs, and the very fact that they won the finals. If they do all three of those things, they're going to be considered one of the greatest teams. They are. They are, bro. There ain't many teams that end with a good record. Like, bro, they have like 68 wins. That's very difficult to do in the NBA.
It's trash.
Bro, you out your mind.
Listen, they're not going to win for one. They're not efficient enough from the field goal, from the three-point line. They're not. They're not even a good defensive team.
You don't know what you're talking
not.
about.
I do know. That's what I'm talking about. Mark my words. And the fact that Dallas is the underdogs, you better watch it. I'm telling you. You need to listen to me.
Dallas really not the underdog in the quarter. Dallas is only the underdog in Vegas, and they're the underdog in just on betting platforms. What the analysts and what everybody on TV is saying, but they are not the underdogs in public opinion. Most of the public, look, bro, I'm subscribed to a lot of basketball channels. I watch a lot of basketball polls. All these polls that they putting out saying who gonna win the championship, Mavericks or Celtics, it's like 78, 80% Mavericks. So that means the public thinks that the Mavericks are gonna win the series. Or if they don't think it, they at least want the Mavericks to win it.
They just want them. That's the difference. The thing about it is, you think Boston gonna win it. You know people I'm bumping to saying Boston gonna win it. Yeah. Boston gonna win it.
Yeah.
You keep saying Boston win it. The people you bump into saying Boston gonna win it. Boston ain't winning nothing.
That's
They're
true.
Not winning nothing.
I bumped into somebody yesterday that said Boston gonna win.
And if they do, it's red. Because guess what? They're not beating.
And if they do, is what?
It's rigged, and they're not
man,
beating
you out
Steph.
your mind, man.
They not beating Kyrie and Luka, man. They're two game closers. They're too efficient. The whole Dallas team is more efficient than Boston from the field goal. Period.
That's not the truth. The whole Dallas team had one guy that was an all-star, and that was Luka Doncic. Whereas the Boston Celtics, Kyrie wasn't an all-star. Kyrie was an all-star this year?
No, I don't remember. But listen.
Okay, yeah, that's that's what I was saying. You just said that the Dallas Mavericks has the more efficient players. They had one all-star, Luka Doncic. The Boston Celtics had 3 all-stars: Derek White, Jaylen Brown, and Jason Tatum. Ooh, yeah. Bro, you're not beating that. What are you talking about? That's 90. In all honesty, on a good night, that's 70 to 90 points. If them boys go crazy. Them 3 guys at the top of the roster, plus we got Jrue Holiday locking down one of your guys.
They're not locking down nobody.
You locking down Kyrie?
No, you smoking.
He gonna hold Kyrie to put it this, man, you know, I ain't disrespecting Kyrie, bro, but Kyrie gonna get his. No, Kyrie gonna get his, but he gonna have those couple of games. That's what I'm saying. Jrue Holiday gonna give him them couple of bad games.
He's not gonna give him no bag. He can't mess
with
no Kyrie.
He will. And personally, I think Boston got their number even if Kyrie and Luka having good games.
Well, put your money where your mouth is.
I will. It's coming.
Put your money on the wood to make the bet.
And I already took something from you before and let you win it back. Gave it back to you. I gave it back to you. I gave it back to you. Basically, hey, well, don't let me tell him you almost cried about it. Yeah, I gave it back to you, boy. It's all good. I said, man, let me give him this little bet back, bro.
I say double or nothing. What did he do?
Yeah. I said you ain't ready. That's why you doubling or nothing. You trying to win something for nothing. That's a loser bet. That's a sucker bet, bro. We don't take those. Yeah, we don't take those.
Well, you want to do you want to bet it back and double or nothing on this Boston versus the Mavericks?
No, we ain't got to do that. Just regular gentleman bets, brother.
I mean, you know, we could do a little something nice for the whole series, about a 500, you know.
We'll see about that, man, because that ain't nice to me. We'll do a little better than that, bro. But yeah, Celtics. We'll see. Celtics Mavs, baby, tomorrow night. ABC, I think, is where the finals gonna take place. And that's it, man. That's all the sports topics that I got yesterday. No boxing news, man. Just Deontay Wilder memes all over the place. That's all I seen. What you got?
Well, you know your boy got a boxing match coming up too.
Who is that?
AB.
Oh yeah, him and Blair Cobbs. I saw that little week. Man, come on. I ain't trying to cover that no more, man. AB and Blair Cobbs. This is a celebrity boxing event. This is basically a celebrity boxing match for 2 guys who just need the paper. That's all that's going on, cuz.
Hey, and then another thing, you seen Ryan Garcia put that post on his wall saying his grandma had died, so he won't be able to perform at a concert. I guess he had a concert he was performing, and
I was wondering what the show was about. So what is he doing? He doing them songs that he be putting videos out for?
Yeah, and one of the comments in his box was his comment box was, "Hey, you would say your grandmother died the day of, something like that, as soon as it's close to the performance."
You're a sucker, bro. You know your boy a sucker.
He said, but hope everything ends well, champ, or something like that. It was funny to me. I was weak, you know what I'm saying? Because I guess that was his way of calling him out. Like, man, you on some bull crap, man. But
he is, man.
You know, man. Hey, the man grandma died. You know, get the man a break.
I guess, man. That's what he say, man. But I don't believe nothing. I don't believe nothing that ever comes from your boy.
You are listening to the all-new Grindtime Sports Talk in the Mornings with Baldhead and DB. Check us out Monday through Friday on the Grindtime Media Network.
Grindtime, Baldhead, DB. We signing off for today, y'all. Peace.
You are listening to the all-new Grindtime Sports Talk in the Mornings with Baldhead and DB. Check us out on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. Please like, share, and don't forget to subscribe.